Good evening, everybody. How is everyone doing? I can see there's a few people jumping on already. Glad you all joining me. It was my first day back in work today after my 10-day vacation and 5 day sick. Kicked my butt a bit today after being sort of just hanging around the house a little bit. After going back to work for a day, it was pretty tiring, but we're getting there. Let's see who's jumped on here. Tactical Fud jumped on first. How you doing, sir? Agan 1776. And a huge thank you to Elliot, AI Garden 776, for running my streams while I was away. He's good enough to jump in and run a stream on a Monday night for me. So at least we had a stream going. So that was great. Really appreciate it, Elliot. I managed to watch I watched the first one on a playback, and I think I was there for most of the second one. And it was good. And we got Michael Dunn, the king of the prize winners. How do, Mike? Dale Pogue has jumped on. Gene, reloading from the hot pot, is with us. And Dale Pogue, VAO. Hi, Walter. How are you doing? How much longer have you got in YouTube jail? Interesting to see. And I meant to call you because I wanted to find out what videos you've been deleting, because I really need to look at my channel and figure out what I need to delete on mine to try and stay away from getting strikes myself. Brutal Bob is with us. Hi there, Bob. Excuse me, guys. I got a bit of a frog in the throat, still a little bit croaky, but we're getting there. G23. Hi, G. Good to see you. Michael Hurtneck. Always good to see you, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Hillbilly Up is with us. Good to see you. Andre D'Angelo. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. Bubba, try slop ballistic. How you doing, Bubba? Hope the reloading is going well. This will tweak your interest tonight. Hi, Chris. Chris from Side 40 jumped on. Good to see you, Chris. Oh, the side chat is bouncing a little bit tonight already. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Brutal Bob, I think I said hi to Brutal Bob. He's with us. I'm just scrolling down. Vanessa Kitty. Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Okay, so this is going to be my 14th or 15th live stream. So get in there slowly. Hopefully they're nice and interesting for you guys. Don't forget tonight, it's going to be hashtag MAC15 for the prize draw. Got the usual, we got the channel sticker. I got one of the nice FN Velcro patches. So one of those. Got the pocket screwdriver again, magnetic top. I think Michael Dunn must have a few of these now. Good collection. He'll have more than me before long. And the koozie, the magnetic koozie, the nice strong magnet on the back. It'll hold a can. And you can stick it on your fridge or anywhere with a little bit of metal, and it'll hold your can up as well. So there's the prizes for tonight, guys. It's just hashtag MAC15, and that'll get you in the draw. So the first stream back since coming back from my vacation. James Pollard has joined us. Hi, James. So most of you knew I went on an Alaskan cruise. And if that's something that you guys can do, I highly recommend it. It was an absolutely unbelievable trip. The scenery, the wildlife, crisp, clean air, it was unbelievable. Two things I wanted to do when I was there. I was hoping to see the Northern Lights. Didn't get to see them. The only chance we had was at the highest point in Sagway, and it ended up being cloudy that night. So we didn't get to see them, and it was sort of right in the middle of the summer, so it was hard to get there to see the light. So I was a bit disappointed on that. But the second one I wanted to see was some of the whales, and we went on a whale watching trip. And when we were heading out, the guide did say that we're guaranteed to see a whale. How much of it we'll see, we don't know. But we saw one this morning. She splashed around a little bit, did a tail slap, and we saw her a couple of times. And that was it. When we actually got out to the place where they saw them, there was actually two babies. Let's call them babies. They're still huge. Two babies and two mothers. And the babies were playing, and they were jumping clean out of the water and just splashing all around us. And the reason they reckon it was so good there that day, the food must have been just perfect for them, because another 4 or 5 humpback whales came in, and we had like 6 or 7 around us, and the two babies jumping all over the place. I got some awesome pictures and videos which I'm going to edit and get up on YouTube so you guys can see it. But what an experience. We had one whale, one of the mothers rolled probably 15 feet from the boat. She just rolled, did a tail flap. It was incredible. It was just, I've never seen whales in the wild before, and it was just well worth going just to see that. Phil Peterson Farms in Nashville has joined us. Good to see you. So yeah, so we had a great trip. Unfortunately, I got sick towards the end of it. The last day, picked up some sort of bug. I'm on the tail end of it now, but unfortunately, my wife has got it now. She started on Wednesday, so she's in the middle of it now. So, but yeah, if any of you can get away and do that trip, I highly recommend it. And hopefully, you'll see some of the photos and videos I got. Probably by the weekend, I'll try and get them uploaded. So tonight, guys, you saw me doing a stream a couple of weeks ago. We did a stream with a 1050 auto where we did a caliber conversion, and we were doing 223. So being that the machine is set up for 223, I decided before changing the caliber on it again, I'll go in and we'll do a stream, and we'll do changing 223 into 300 blackout. So all it's going to be is we're going to change the head over, get it set up, run it, and you can see how easy it is once it's set up to run and trim and cut down and turn a 223 into 300 blackout. My daughter just got back from their trip to Florida. They saw whales and dolphins. Yeah, it's a fantastic sight. It's unbelievable to see them. Unbelievable. Okay, so let me take you over, guys, closer to the machine here, and we can start, and we'll try and get some 300 blackout made. So first of all I'm going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to just change the head over, because the 223 head is slightly different, as in with 300 blackout, you can see it's got this step down. They made it a lot smaller because it's such a shorter case. You have to have a special tool head for 300 blackout, which has got this step down on it. This is the Dillon sizing die to hold the RT 1500 trimmer ready to go. And you can see it's quite it's half the thickness of the tool head to do 300 blackouts. We need to change over to that. So it's going to quickly, we're going to take out the FW arms deprimer. I've already slackened these off earlier. So I just need to take that out, because we will run that one. Even though all the brass that I'm going to be doing tonight has already been through the machine, I'm just going to run it through so you can see the whole setup again. So that's the FW arms, the primer, and the little tool for holding the shell in place if you need to be swaging as well. So you just take the wire off the top of the trimmer, and all you need to do is just break the trimmer loose. You can see this nice. quick crack of the nut. I leave the nut pretty much in place, so next time I go, there's not so much adjustment. So there's the trimmer, comes off. And then you just send the head all the way down, so it'll lock up in the down position where all the pins are all holding nice and tight, so I can crack off the center bolt. Send it back up. Center bolt comes out with the washer, and it's just simply just lifting the tool head off. And also with the 300 blackout, the washer has been trimmed as well. So where the cutout for the head is on the tool head. You can see they cut out here. So then the washer will go on and it'll match up with the cutout, so it doesn't affect anything else. So again, just drop it onto the back spring. I just lower it down, just wiggle it down into place. Put the washer on. Run the bolt down, making sure the washer's central. I want to send it down again, so I can tighten up the center nut. You always want to do this with it in the down position, because you've got these pins. There's one here, and there's one here, and one here, which goes down and actually will not lock the head in place. So rather than trying to twist it, once it's all locked in place, it's all in position, it's great, and it's good to go. And then we can just do one quick run cycle, make sure that it's all running fine before we go anywhere else. And then I'm going to do a calibration. So this will bring it all the way down to the bottom point where I want it, so I know we're good and we're calibrated and we're good to go. So with the first one, the FW arms, you can see the depriming pin in the middle of it, and this whole thing is spring loaded. So we can just drop that down. Into place, and then the second one goes down. And then before tightening them up, I'm just going to joggle it down. Make sure they're good. They're in the positions where I want them. And then I can just nip the nut, lock nuts up like that. Then cycle. And again, a quick run. I just run it every time I change something, just to make sure everything's running perfect and we're good to go. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be changing or cutting down 223. It's going to trim it all the way down, resize it, and turn it into 300 blackout. So that's where we're going to be. So I've got a piece of 300 blackout, which I want to set into the machine, drop it down, so I can bring the trimmer down onto it. So we're not messing around too much. So again, we jog it all the way down. Okay, it's right to the bottom position. If you're going to be able, let me move this a bit to see if you can have a better view of what I'm doing here. Try not to block it too much for you guys. So you can see at the back that this is going to be my sizing and cutting die. It's the Dillon die. It's got the slots on the side for pulling out the brass once it's been trimmed. So we've got the piece of brass already in there, set down. So all I'm going to do is going to set this trimmer on. and then just wind it down until it contacts the brass. Okay, I think it's just about there. So I'm going to take it back and just nip the nut just so it holds it secure. And pop the wire on the top. So what I want to do is, I've measured this piece of brass, and it's a little bit, the 300 blackout, it's a little bit long. But that's great because I want to trim it back to the size. And what the book says, going by the lineman book, a regular piece of brass should be 1.368 for the 300 blackout, and I think this is 1.370, so it's 2 thou over. But when you trim in, it's telling you to trim to 1.358, so 10 thou under. So we're going to try and get as close to that as we can. So I want to bring this back up. It's just a bit of trial and error getting this right. So again, we just pop it back into the position. I'm going to hold the motor, because when it comes on, it does kick it a bit. So it's running up now, and I'm just going to do a single cycle. So it came down and it just touched the brass. And then I can do a measurement on there. So we're at 1.358. Make sure I'm right here. So 1.358. So basically, it turned out lucky where I wanted to be at 1.358. It landed there perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just switch this off. So that's pretty much perfect where I wanted to be. All I want to do is try and, without moving the head too much, just go in onto the lock nut with an adjustable wrench, holding the motor as well, and then just crimping them together, just trying to lock them together a little bit. There you go. So hopefully that's right. We've got the deprimer ready to hold for swaging. So what I do quickly now is put the pins back in, and with a piece of brass that I've already run, I'm just going to drop it into the first station, the depriming station, and I'm just going to let this run the whole system. So hopefully you can see this. So all I'm going to do is hit run, and this will do a full cycle all the way around. And this is checking that everything is working fine. Just touch the brass, just a touch. Okay, so it went round, did a whole cycle, and everything was perfect on it. And it trimmed it to 1.357. So it's just a touch under, which ain't a problem. So let me turn this a little bit. So as you've seen before, my brass goes into a plastic tub, and I really like the Dillon case lube. More expensive than other case lube, but I've been using this for years and I've had no issues with it. It's a little spray, and I I turn them around in the case, and they're done. And touch wood, I haven't had a case stick since I've been using the Dillon lube, so hopefully it carries on that way. So the next thing I want to do, with everything set up and running, I'm going to put the one piece of brass, a normal 223 piece of brass in. I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to let it run round in the cycle. Sorry about that. I'm going to let it run round in the cycle so you all can see it going from the first, before we fully load everything up. We're just going to let it run and go through the first system. So we can hit run. So it goes through the depriming part. If it's going to swage you, it's going to swage you there. And then over here, it's going to go into the trimmer, and you'll see everything coming out. There you go. So you can see there's a lot of brass comes off this when you're swaging them down, when you're cutting them down from 223. Piece of brass out of there, and we can check it. So we're going to give it a measure. And in fact, that one has come out at 1.358, exactly where I want it. Hopefully you can see that it's totally formed to 300 blackout. And let's try it in a case gauge. And there you go, it's dropped into a case gauge. Perfect. You can see it's absolutely flat and drops straight out. No gripping at all. So with that being said, I'm quite happy with the machine as the way it's been set up. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to switch it off, because this throws out so much brass shavings. I'm going to have to use the guard this time that collects all the brass, and I'm going to put a vacuum onto it to be sucking it out, because otherwise these clog. There's so much brass being shaved off these that they clog up, and so it's really important to have this shroud on just to suck all the brass out of the way. And it just sits on, just sits around it. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, guys. Just sits around the top of the die where it throws out all the brass. It just goes on and holds in with two little hex screws. Okay, so that just sits there like that, and then we just push the vacuum into the tube. Let me just go over and check the comments, guys. Doug Thomas has joined us. Hi, Doug. Vanessa Kitty, I've never seen the Dillon this close up. Yeah, once it's running, I'll go with right in nice and tight. You can watch it and everything. Vanessa as well. Doug Thomas. I'm just reading if there's any comments here. Yeah, they're saying there that Michael, the pins are there to stop the brass falling out, because as it turns, you want to make sure everything is kept in line, because they can, if those pins aren't there, some of the brass can come out and it'll miss a line on the die, and it just crushes the brass down. So it's important to have those pins in. Just holds everything square, keeps everything neat and tidy. It's a carbide. It's a triangular shaped carbide cutting blade, Mike. And you can actually, once it wears out on one side, which I don't think it'll ever will, because it's carbide and you're only cutting brass with it. But if it does, you can turn it to the next position and then the next position. So So that I don't think I'll ever have to buy a new carbide bit for it. Yeah, Michael just answered that question for you. Yes, they are. The machine at its fastest will do 3,500 rounds an hour, Vanessa. But especially with this, cutting down from 223 to 300 blackout, I run it a lot slower because you don't want to be ramming that cutting blade straight down on top of the brass. Let it do it slowly. It doesn't make so much mess, and it doesn't. It only takes a little bit of deburring and chamfering once you've done it, because this machine doesn't do it. It just cuts it flat and leaves it a little bit rough on the edges. So you don't run it too fast. But with the 223, running the 223 with the trimmer, just trimming the little top of it, you can get it at 3,500 rounds an hour, and it just flies through it. I didn't see any more. If there was any more questions, guys, just keep adding them on the bottom, and I'll try and capture them as I'm going through. Chad Kelly has joined us. Hi, Chad. Drink. So now that we've got it set up and everything's set up, and we've run it and we know it's running, I can just dump the brass into the case feeder. Case feeder on. And then what I've got, guys, set up here is, you can see the vacuum hose going across the floor. And in the corner, I've got one of those shop vacs mounted on the wall. Really powerful. It's quite loud, so once it's running, I'll just let it run for a while and you can watch it. You're probably not going to be able to hear me. So there's a nice shop vac over there, and then I just run the hose across the floor. It holds on the machines, and then I just connect it up. I just drop it into the should just go in there. So it just sits like that, and then do a quick run cycle just to make sure that it's not catching anywhere with the actual it's not hitting any part of the machine. It's running freely. So what we'll do is we can run this back, and then we'll run the machine. We'll run the machine out. So I'll try and talk over the noise of the vacuum, but you're going to hear the vacuum is going to be pretty loud. So I'm going to set it at the second setting, which is like the 1500 speed, which is here. And all we need to do is set it at 1500, hit run, and it's off and running. So you can probably see on the top of the brass, a little bit rough. You can see going in the back there, it goes in as a 223. And then it comes out as 300 blackout. So you can see it's pretty noisy. So but you could get the idea. But let's pull this off a second. So normally, if you want running a decent vacuum, this all clogs up all around the shroud, and it just ties up the whole machine. So you don't really want to be doing that. So you can see we probably went through, and there's, I don't know, 50 cases done already in a matter of a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, and we've run through and we've done 50 odd cases. So just checking these quickly. Yeah, coming out 1.357, that one is. Some are 1.358, some are 1.357. There's about a thou difference. That one's 1.358. So let's see if I can show you the top of the brass here. So you can see it's not that rough. It's pretty good. It does a nice job, but there is a little edge. You can just feel a little edge, not as much. It's see how it cut it all on the top, nice and clean. So it just needs the smallest of going over with a deburring tool and a chamfering tool just to finish them off. Just wiping the oils off these guys, and I'm going to drop them into the case holder to check them. So you can see there's 4 of them there, perfectly flush with the top, and then 4 of them just drop straight out. So this die from Dillon, the die for holding the RT 1500, is a really, really nice die. I don't normally just run it on its own. All this brass that you've got here has already been processed, has been deprimed and sized already. If this was once fired brass, just been cleaned, I'd normally set up a second die over here just to size it to the 223 size first. So it's perfectly sized for 223. So when it goes up into the main die then to take it down to 300 blackout, we're not forcing it too much. The first die is doing its first job, and then the second die where it's going to size it and trim it to 300 blackout works that way. So normally I'd have a second die in here if it was fresh, just once fired, 223 brass. Let's go through these. Any more questions? Chad says he's got a new cutting head for his Henderson. Got to start getting prepping for loading 6.5 Creedmoor. That Henderson, which I've got one here as well, you've probably seen it, Chad. That's an amazing bit of kit. And it actually chamfers and deburrs at the same time. So that makes it a lot easier, a lot quicker, because it cuts out that process where you have to do that. Yeah, this machine, Michael, will swage as well. I don't like swaging on it. It's set up. It's when I do it, I just do a slight swage. I don't push it through all the way through. I like to cut the crimp off. I use the RCBS military crimp removers. I put it into a drill, and I much prefer to cut the crimp off rather than forcing that brass out. I seem to get a better finish when I use the cutter rather than the swager. Just going back, seeing if there's any other questions, guys. Charles just asked, does it chamfer and deburr? No, not in this, not with the Dillon. You have to do that separately. Just do it afterwards. But as I showed you with the cut, cuts pretty clean. It's just a little bit of taking off the rough edge on both sides, inside and outside, and it's good to go. See, Brutal Bob's got the Apex 10. You can run 3,500 to 4,000 rounds an hour. That's the hell of a machine as well. But I only, like I said, I only use my 1050 for processing. That's all. I don't do any loading with it. I like to do the loading either on the 650 or the single stage or the turret. I will not run. I know a lot of people do, and they all run it through on that machine. It worries me a little bit letting the machine do the reloading. At least when you're doing it by hand, you can feel everything. So I think I caught up with the questions. Enough frozen, guys. I'm just moving the machine over a little bit. Yeah, so you can see that one is a lot louder running that than just doing the 223. Because with the 223, you don't need to run the vacuum so much. I still do. I'll still run the vacuum when if I'm running a lot of 223, just so it doesn't make sure it doesn't clog. But I just tend to let it run. But when you're doing this 300 blackout, you cut in half an inch, 3/4 of an inch off the brass. There's a lot of brass coming off it. So I run the vacuum, and you can, like you heard, it gets loud. So I just wanted a quick show how easy it is to change over to 300 blackout, how to set it up from 223 to 300 blackout once you've got this machine running, and how quickly you can run and process it. And I'll probably do 1,500 to 2,000 rounds an hour with it. That would be plenty. I wouldn't want to rush it or run it any faster than that. At the end of the day, you want to look after your equipment. You don't want to abuse it, so you just let it run. Okay. Any other questions, guys? You want to throw at me about that machine while I'm sitting here before we do the draw? Thanks for everybody jumping on and joining us. I really appreciate it. I love doing these streams. I hope we can interest you guys as well. And up there in the back, that's the Henry, new Henry Homesteader 9mm. I haven't shot that. Obviously, I picked that up just before I went on vacation, so that's going to be one. That's going to be a video on shooting that one. It's a fun gun. It does come with the magazines. I haven't put the magazines in. I just put it up there so people can see it. But there's the zoom in a little bit on it. That's the new Henry Homesteader in 9mm that they just brought out. I think it's going to be a good, fun gun to shoot. Millsip viewers joined us. Thanks for joining us, Millsip. Yeah, Alaska was amazing. I talked a little bit about it at the start. Yeah, we had a great time. We actually pulled into one. We pulled into one dock. I think it was in Juneau. And while they were getting the boat ready, and they were pushing the boat inside, I don't know if you've seen those cruise liners. They can actually put some motors or fans, whatever, and they can actually push that boat straight in sideways like that. And while he was doing that, it turns up the bottom, and obviously he was turning up a lot of fish. So from our balcony, we probably had 30 bald eagles and a couple of golden eagles flying around, and they were dropping down into the water and catching fish, flying up onto the telephone poles that are around us, eating the fish in the poles, and then coming back down. And we were watching them circling around, coming down, actually grabbing fish out of the water. My wife took some stunning photos, so I'll be putting those up onto like a. I'll try and get all the photos on a photo stream and set it up so you can see it. But I'd never seen so many bald eagles. They were saying in Juneau, there's 30,000 people living there, and they got 36,000 bald eagles. So wherever you look, just wherever you walk around the town, you just look up in the trees, and you're looking for the little white golf balls, basically. And if you see anything white in the trees, you have another look, and it's normally a bald eagle. And it was an amazing sight to see them pulling fish out of the water right by the side of our boat. It was amazing. Go ahead, Chad. Doesn't matter what the question is, just throw it out here. G23. Yeah, I think I heard you on a stream saying that you picked up some new firearms. I can't remember what they were, but I can remember you saying that you picked up some new ones. You had some problems with an AR or something, wasn't it? With the shop took care of you in the end. I think I was listening to your stream while you were talking about it. It was good that they took care of it for you. Walter, no, it's perfectly clear out there at the moment. No rain, blue skies. We hit about just over 100 degrees today. I think we hit 102 degrees here. It was really warm, but no sign of rain today. We had a couple of rainstorms a few days ago, but nothing today. Little Surf says we went on the Alaska cruise last year, and it was the best vacation I've ever been on. It's stunning up there. It's just it is so beautiful. And I was saying, yeah, Melissa, I got some video. We went whale watching, and some of the young whales were actually jumping clean up out of the water. We've got some great videos. We've got some great photos of it as well. Me and my wife managed to catch some of them totally airborne. So again, that's going to be all put onto a little slideshow, and hopefully I'll get it up during the week or by next weekend. I'll get it up so everybody can see it. Yeah. What is your preferred dive for precision rifle stuff? Getting into 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm looking at options, taking surveys. Want to start with good stuff. Well, I went for the red in dives. Excuse me. I with my precision rifle stuff. I bought all new brass to start with, so it's all virgin brass, and it's I use Norma, Nosler, and Lupo brass. So I buy nice brass to start with. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to neck turn. I do the outside neck turn on every piece of brass, so that's already done. And I'm using the red in dies, and I neck size. I bump the shoulder back 2 thou, and then I use the micrometer seating dice. Just turn this. You can see them on this machine behind. So there's my zero press, my 4190 press. You can see there it's got the micrometer dies on it. I think that one's set up in 308. So the micrometer die is set up here for doing the neck sizing. I got the shoulder bump here, and then I got the micrometer die then for seating the bullet. And they're just trying to have a look which ones they are. It's the my box. So I'm using the red in. There we go. Let's turn this a little bit. So I'm using the red in competition die sets, and you can see they're the neck sizing dies. So they come as a kit. So you've got the neck sizer, shoulder bump, and the bullet, and those two are both on micrometers. I find them absolutely superb dies. I've got them set up for doing my 308, 300 Win Mag, 7mm mag, and the 338 Lapore. So that's the way I went. I had really good feedback from watching videos on YouTube and everything and talking to people. I know that there's other dies out there that are probably just as good or maybe even better than those. But I like the way they're easy of use with them. With the micrometers, they work really well. So yeah, that's the way I went, Chad. I don't think you'll go far wrong with them. It's just that zero press is something that if you really want to get into precision and you want to try and get everything in line, and it's big enough to do the 338 Lapore, I don't know if you've got that press or not, but that's the way to go. That thing is absolutely amazing. There's just no tolerances on it at all. There's no movement there, and you're getting real high quality reloads out of it. So yeah, so that's the way I went with it. G saying that the shop took care of him with the barrel nut being loose and everything. That was a bit of a weird one that it was loose like that, but I suppose every now and again you're going to get a firearm which needs a little bit of work, new or used. I'm glad they took care of you. Brutal Bob says he has 5 eagle on his property. That's cool. Be great to see. Yeah, he says Reading is on his shortlist. The Widden features in a list of what other people like as well. Yeah, I mainly, to be honest with you, the dies I've always used are all my Reading dies. I use the Dillon dies, obviously, in my machines. I've started buying the RCBS cowboy dies after having some advice from Walter for cast bullets, for fat bullets. So I've gone and started. I haven't used the cowboy dies yet, but that's going to be coming up. I'll be doing a video on them when I start doing those. And I don't think I got any lineman dies. It's RCBS, Reading, and mainly the Dillon one. That's where I'm with them. Yeah, I'm running the Reading on that zero press. Thank you, little Billy. I appreciate that. I'm just going down, guys, quickly, and then don't forget, guys, hashtag Mac15, and we're going to get that draw done. We're up to 49 minutes now, so just go in and put the hashtag Mac15 in. I'll give you a few more minutes, and we'll go in and we'll do the draw. Google Bob's asking Chad, are you in Michigan? Oh, he's in Oklahoma. Okay, let me just check here. So we got 15 on guys and 11 entries. So if you want to jump in, I'll ask when Andy joined us. Hi Andy, good to see you. Thomas there as well, good to see you. Yes, I picked up when we were out in Alaska. It was well, in fact, this one was from Seattle. I had to buy it. It wasn't an expensive one. It was a little knife that I treated myself to. Nice little wooden knife. It's got my name on it. I just like little things like that. Um, it's not a real high quality knife, but it looks cool. It's got nice wood on it. Found my name on it, so I picked up one of those. And when we were going round, I just had to pick these up. These little coins. You can see them. See if I can get it to focus. So there's the Last Frontier Bear Alaska coin. And I picked up one with the moose on it as well. They were selling these in the jewelry shops, and they were the silver ones, the silver coins, and they were basically the same as these. And they were $139 for a silver coin, which I'm not into my silver coins. I don't know if it was expensive or a good deal, but I just picked up these. These were quite cool. They'd be something nice to sit in my loading room. They are saying. He was busy, couldn't get away, but he's back with us now. That's good. Good to see you, AR. Yeah, I don't know. These aren't silver. These were cheap. They were like $7, but it was just something that I wanted to pick up. There was just, and on the back, it's got. I'll show you on the back what it's. So it's got the Last Frontier, Alaska, established 1959, and then the moose in the front. So they were quite cool. They weren't expensive, but it's just something nice I thought I can have in my loading room. Okay, let's go ahead and get this draw done, guys. Let's see if I can share the screen here. Okay, there we are. 15 entries, 15 on or 16 on, so we're good to go. So good luck, everybody. Hopefully you can see that. Let's get this spinning. Dale Pogue. I think Dale's won with me before as well. So Dale Pogue, congratulations, Dale. Let's get back onto my screen. So what I'm going to send you out, Dale, we've got the little channel sticker, Mac 1039 Reloading channel sticker. I've got the FN patch, the little Velcro patch. Koozie with a magnetic on the back. It's like I said, strong enough to hold a beer can and hold it up against the fridge or something. You can just stick it there. They're kind of cool. And obviously we got the little, my screwdrivers with my name, phone number on them, pocket clip, magnet on the top. Pretty cool. Everybody seems to like these. They're great in the loading room. So there you go, Dave. Congratulations. Just check. I'm not sure. Let me put my email up on here. Yeah, I've got your address, Dale. We're good to go, so you don't need to worry about it. But I just put my up there. If anybody wanted to send any questions to me, there's my email up there as well. So congratulations. I'll get that packed up and sent. I got a couple to send out. Michael says they're the best koozies. And while we remember, guys, while you're on here, you've probably already seen it, but let's Jamie from JH586, I think it is. Am I getting that right? He's getting close to his 1,000. Have a look where we are. I can't remember where we are with Jamie at the moment. But if you can go on to Jamie's page and subscribe to him, we're all pushing to get him up to that golden number, that 1,000. So Jamie 586, he's at 952 at the moment. So if any of you haven't seen the videos, anything, there's the website. If you can see that there, bring that in just a touch. There's his page. So it's just JH586. And also he does, obviously they run the Georgia Shooting Connection on a Friday night. So go in, check it out. He's got some nice content on there. He's a great guy. And we're almost there. So hopefully by the end of the week or maybe early next week, we can get him up to the 1,000 subscribers. Chris from the 740, I believe, is giving away a gift card. Scotchman is giving a gift card away. I'm going to throw something in from the truck as well. I don't know what yet. It'll be, if you've seen from my draws before, this I normally give a nice prize away. So I'm gonna throw a prize Jamie's way, so they can give it away on when he hits the 1,000 subs. So it'd be worth you jumping on, subscribing, hit the bell notification, so you'll get updates whenever the draw or the celebration is coming up, and hopefully you can get some prizes out there for you. Dale says, thank you. No problem at all. You are very welcome. Oh, Jamie's on you as well now. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you. He says, thanks, Macklin. I appreciate all the videos. Yeah, all the boys are jumping behind you, Jamie. We're really trying hard. Let's try and get you up in the next week or so to that golden number. And it'll be cool. So he started putting out some more videos. He's put a couple of new videos lately. And obviously you want to go on a Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You've got the Georgia Shooting Connection, which he runs. That's his little baby. If any of you guys haven't had a chance to get on there, jump on there and have a look. Hi, Mark Thomas. Jump on there and take a look. Really, really good content. There's some great people on there, very knowledgeable people. Any of you thinking of wanting to get into reloading or already into it and want to know, just jump on there and just throw the questions out. Like we always say, there is no stupid questions in reloading. We're here to help you. We're here to help you out. And just throw those packages out. Throw those questions out, and we'll hopefully get them answered for you. Info Brothers, hi there, Info Brothers. He says he received his package. You were very welcome, sir. And then don't forget, Wednesday night we got Chris from the 740. He runs his. Thursday night we got AR. He jumps on. I think he's around 7 or 8 Eastern. He jumps on, maybe 9 o'clock Eastern. He's on Thursday night. Friday night, then we've got the Georgia Shooting Connection, and then Gizzard Gary follows that. Another great show. G23, you've seen him on here. He was doing his show on a Saturday night. Foreign Domestic with the Scotchman, he's on a Sunday night. So there's plenty of things to watch, guys. Oh, Hillbilly's on a Saturday night as well. I'm normally on his panel. We have a great time. He throws out reloading questions, shooting, gun questions, and he also throws out whatever else he thinks of at the time. What's your favorite shoes? What's your favorite food? Some of the stuff that comes out is hilarious, and we have a great time. So if you want to jump onto his show as well on a Saturday night, that's a good show. AR just says, yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern is his show on. Gizzard Gary has joined us. Hi, Gary. I'm just saying, you follow the Georgia Shooting Connection on a Friday night. I think he's about 10 o'clock Eastern, I believe, that Gizzard Gary runs his show. another great show, guys. So yeah, there's plenty of you to watch and have a lot of fun with. Well, there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that tonight. I always enjoy doing these streams around these machines. I'm just very, very humbled and grateful that you jump on and you enjoy them. And I'm glad. I'd just like to share what I got with you, show you what the machines do and everything. So I try and keep it interesting, keep it fairly short. Not going to run much more than an hour, and yeah. So big thank you for all jumping on. Hope you enjoyed the show. Again, my email address is up there. If there's anything you want to know, or if you want to see, just send me a message. If there's any of this machinery you want me to run over again or go through, we can do that as well. So a huge thanks to everybody for jumping on tonight. I really appreciate it. I had a good time. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Probably see you over the weekend if I jump on one of the other shows. And yeah, everybody be safe out there. Look after yourselves. And if I don't see you during the week, I will see you next Monday night. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Be safe.